protesting, and our voices really do matter, and people matter, and fuck ICE is all I want to say. Sorry.
I'm so edgy. I said fuck ICE. Oh my god.
I'm so edgy. I said it thanks. I'm loving these responses, man. Now, that was the time that celebrities knew the line. They entertained. We decided. Simple, but something happened. Not all at once either. Quietly, awkwardly, almost embarrassed. And what you're watching right now isn't a debate about music or awards or even opinions. It's what happens when the left loses cultural control and doesn't know how to respond without lecturing, shaming, or manipulating, ultimately. I want you to watch how fast it spreads.
I can tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. You know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media. I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening. And I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium and like I didn't even know politics were fucking real until I was in my mid-20s in jail. Like, that's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like, we're just trying to find a way to survive, man, you know? And I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life. So I look forward to it. Thank you for bringing it up.
So, Jelly Roll refuses to lecture America. Now, here's Jelly Roll asked about ICE, and instead of preaching, he does something radical. Oh, my gosh. He tells the truth about what he doesn't know. No virtue signaling, no grandstanding, no I'm better than you, just humility. And notice, no backlash, you know, no outrage, because this is what normal people look like, if you ask me. But the left, you know, they can't tolerate normal for too long, not too long.
And particularly January seems to have crossed a line. Do you feel like that's what's happened?
I do. I also get a little tired of Hollywood jackasses coming out and telling us what to think. And
that's a bit.
Billie Eilish telling me that, you know, that it's stolen land. I'd love to see her turn her keys back to her multi-million-dollar mansion to whomever is going to come over.
But if you don't like it, don't listen. Don't listen.
We're sitting here listening to all this and these sorts of people. Nobody cares what Hollywood
sorts of people
thinks.
are
Nobody cares what they think.
It.
I really like Jennifer Lawrence talking about, finally, she said, I'm not going to speak politically because nobody listens to us.
You know,
and I think she's 100% right.
That is not true. Many people do care what celebrity...
They care at your parties. They care at your parties. They don't care anyplace else.
All right, Christine, you did interrupt him, so
that is fair enough.
Let's try not to do that in general, so we can all be heard. Go ahead.
Many people do care what celebrities say. If they didn't care what celebrities said, why would both Republicans and Democrats often try to get celebrity endorsements? Bad Bunny is somebody who speaks very in a really organic way to many parts of the American population, and people do care.
I'm talking. The CNN panel melts down over nobody cares what celebrities think. I mean, seriously, they melt down over that. Oh, well, I'm melt down over the fact that my mustache needs to be a little, it's a little scruffy. Hold on, let me get myself right. Now, y'all see how fast the tone changed right there, right? The moment someone says nobody cares what Hollywood thinks, CNN doesn't debate it. They just sit there and react emotionally. Why? Because the left doesn't survive on persuasion anymore. They survive on authority. And when that authority gets questioned, they panic. Now, that's the first crack.
We're on stolen land. Fuck ICE. Okay, get the fuck out. You hate America so much, get the fuck out. Leave. It's pretty easy. You think America's so bad? Go live in the Middle East. Shut the fuck up. We're on stolen land.
That's right. I just spilled my coffee all over my computer. I should probably get to this. 1 second. All right, now that I got all that cleaned up, I got everything just falling and tumbling. My guy said, if you think America is stolen land, just go ahead and leave. You know, here's the snapback. This clip is going viral, not because it's polite, but because it's blunt. And the left hates blunt truth. I'm going to tell y'all that because it can't be edited, reframed, or softened. People, they aren't confused anymore. If anything, they're irritated. And that matters.
Today, I heard a girl in my class talking to a classmate saying, well, they should just give us our land back in reference to deportation. I look over, this girl is white and blonde. The whole nobody is illegal on stolen land argument is bullshit. First of all, not one single place, not one single city, country, anything on this earth is owned by its original owners. Second of all, the part of Mexico that is now the US was bought. Third of all, the Native American land that was stolen was conquered, which is kind of just how the world worked at the time. And by the way, Native American tribes conquered land from each other. So I don't see you talking to other Native Americans saying, oh, you should give your land back to that tribe, because you don't care. If no one is illegal on stolen land, just go to North Korea, see how that theory holds up. Go there with no papers. You'll probably be stuck there forever if you're not killed. No one is illegal on stolen land, but I'm gonna call the cops when you're on my lawn. Additionally, every single nation on this earth, there is not a single one that does not practice deportation. And the only country with people that are whining and complaining about it for whatever reason is the US. I just think it's absolutely wild that Democrats are living in the United States of America and all they want to do is divide. All they think about is race. That's all they think about. They see people supporting deportation and automatically assume, oh, so you hate Mexicans? Babe, why do you think Mexicans are the only people being deported? That's on you for that assumption. If you don't want to live in a safe country, go ahead. We'll let anyone in. We won't do background checks. We won't kick anyone out. See who comes in. See who comes in and takes advantage of us, because deportation is how we keep our country safe. And no, I am not saying that all illegal immigrants are unsafe. Most of them are very good people. But what I am saying is you cannot just let hundreds of thousands of people into this country without any background checks, any vetting, anything. You guys scream, oh, guns should be harder to get in. Yeah, they should, but you don't think that it should be hard to get into the country. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Now, this woman just dismantled the whole stolen land slogan, right? The whole argument. Now, we got to pause because this is really important. She's not over here, being super catty or doing all no insults or posturing and nothing like that. She just explains history. And that's exactly why this drives Democrats crazy, because facts don't need permission. Borders exist. Laws exist. Every country enforces them. This is nothing new. I don't know why they keep acting like Trump made this up. And suddenly, the emotional slogan collapses under basic logic. That's not opinion. That's exposure. Oh, I can't even get my transition together. Ooh.
I said it once and I'm going to say it again. Nobody cares about those victims. Everybody that sat up here and watched those Grammys tonight absolutely proves it. A lot of those celebrities that got awards tonight, whether they was on stage or whether they was in the audience, was on those fucking Epstein files. And the fact that many of you still watched and supported it says a whole lot. Like I said before, y'all never gave a fuck about the goddamn victims. Y'all just cared whether or not Trump's name was in there, and y'all just needed to think pieces and gossip to fucking talk about. Let's be clear. There was so much heinous and satanic and dark shit that was in those files. And for us to wake up the next day and the day after the day and still support these people is absolutely fucking diabolical to me. We are the ones who actually hold the power, but yet for some reason, y'all just keep giving it to them, keep giving it to them. Y'all don't want to believe that Jay-Z was in the files because y'all can't fathom Beyonce no longer being your fucking queen, right? You can't imagine Pusha T being in the files because him and his brother just dropped a dope-ass album. A lot of y'all need to fucking stop being delusional and come to fucking reality that this shit is deeper than we can think, imagine, or fathom. And I've said this before.
Yeah, she did not hold back. Now, we got to talk about the dark truth. The Epstein hypocrisy at the Grammys. Because now the question isn't what Hollywood is saying, it's who is saying it. Lecturing the public while ignoring victims, while protecting elites. This is why people stop trusting him. Not politics, y'all. Hypocrisy.
I'm going to show you a video from a Latin American podcast of why this guy, and the mainstream media is pushing this guy so hard to play at the Super Bowl halftime show. And you're gonna understand why they have him on SNL doing skits and saying to provoke, oh, learn Spanish, you have 4 months. Watch. I put English captions here.
¡Muerda el capitalismo! Bad Bunny es manejado por la productora Rimas Entertainment, cuyo propietario es Rafael Jiménez Dan, ex viceministro del gobierno de Hugo Chávez desde el 2006. Estoy hablando de la persona que manejó y que descubrió y que le puso dinero a Bad Bunny. ¿Por qué un militar del ejército venezolano pasa a producir música? ¿Qué carajo tiene que ver una cosa con otra? Pues se llama gente máxima. Cultura. Claro. La lucha ya no va a ser de clase, ahora vámonos a través de la cultura a erosionar la identidad de género, por eso se disfrazaba de mujer. Vamos a erosionar la fe, nos burlamos. Vamos entonces a introducir todo este bombardeo sexual, identitario, todo eso a través de la música. Y además vamos a ir contra los Estados Unidos, que es el principal enemigo del comunismo latinoamericano.
So now you know, and if you go back to the beginnings of Bad Bunny, before he was known anywhere and he was in Puerto Rico making music, this is what he looked like, just like a normal rapper. Kind of cute even, and he used to wear a crucifix, like it's so weird. He was even photographed wearing this in 2021. But one day he took off his crucifix and started doing this and throwing hand symbols and wearing whatever that is on his forehead, which we know. So in my opinion, I think he met the wrong people and sold his soul for fame and other things. That's him. Who's that?
Wow. Bad Bunny, industry planting ideology. This is where the pattern becomes impossible to deny. Same voices, same message, same protection. And suddenly it makes sense why, dissent is punished. Because compliance is rewarded. That's not organic culture. We call that manufactured influence. Now, this post right here comes with the caption, "The NFL has a big problem on its hands. It's called Jay-Z and Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny has disgraced America yet again during the Grammys, while the NFL stands by their choice for the halftime show. Bad Bunny was selected by Rock Nation and Jay-Z, who was just exposed in the Epstein files. In 2024, Roger Goodell stood by Jay-Z and NFL's partnership with Rock Nation amid Jay-Z ape allegations. The NFL is choosing to align with sexual abusers and anti-American artists picked by sexual abusers." I have to say allegedly, just for obvious reasons. Boycotting the Super Bowl seems to be the right move since the NFL continues to ignore their loyal fans for a international audience. My fault, y'all. I'm waking up. I know. I can read. It is what it is. Now it leaves, Hollywood. Sports, music, entertainment. Institutions that were supposed to unite people are now choosing sides. And it's never the side of everyday Americans for some reason, if you notice. And that's how you know that it's spreading.
Bad Bunny made a pretty clear anti-ICE statement at the Grammys last night. What are you expecting in terms of political statement, whether that's from Bad Bunny or Green Day or any of the other performers?
On your first question, security is obviously one of the things we focus on the most. It's a Tier 1 level event that involves unique assets at the federal level, state level, and the local level, all working together. I see no change in that in the preparations for the Super Bowl. We have not seen that. We're working with all three of those levels and doing everything we can to make sure it's a safe environment. And the federal government is a big part of that, including this administration and every other administration before that. I think Tier 1 is probably been the category we've had since at least the turn of the century, if not before that. So I just anticipate we'll continue to do the work to make it the safest event. On your second question, I think everybody in listen, Bad Bunny is, and I think that was demonstrated last night, one of the great artists in the world. And that's one of the reasons we chose him. But the other reason is he understood the platform he was on, and that this platform is used to unite people and to be able to bring people together with their creativity, with their talents, and to be able to use this moment to do that. And I think artists in the past have done that. I think Bad Bunny understands that, and I think he'll have a great performance.
It was calm, but it convinces no one. Because when institutions have to promise neutrality, right? When they got to promise that, it means they've already lost. And people, they feel that instinctively.
And other performers who, I'm not saying on the stage during the Super Bowl halftime. And by the way, we don't know that Bad Bunny is going to say anything political when he's actually doing the halftime show. But there have been other halftime performers who, before they were selected, had voiced political opinions. Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Jennifer Lopez. There have been artists who have been selected who expressed political opinions. So I don't understand that part of about the not wanting Bad Bunny to be the performer. Others before him have done this.
Well, in my opinion, he has made himself a centerpiece of politics. So where other ones might have said something here and there, he has been a political activist for one side. From him endorsing Kamala and the comments he made, I followed that because I was commenting on the election. He was very much a big-time Kamala supporter. So he already rubbed half the country wrong with a lot of his demonizing them. And then he...
But what if he were a Trump supporter? I mean... They're human beings and they support whoever they support. Like you could say, so if Kid Rock were doing the halftime show, should everyone boycott?
I don't think politics has any place in sport. Listen, this is me. I do politics, but that is not all I think about. I have a family. I don't want politics in just like the Grammys last night. America and everybody supported Kamala, and Trump still won the popular vote, and he still won. Americans are tired of celebrities that make $20 million a year telling us that we are bad people because Middle America, Southern America wants secure borders, and we want our immigration enforced. We're tired of it. We're exhausted.
But, I just want to make one point and then ask you a question. There are a lot of people who absolutely support Donald Trump closing the border. And I think that's one of the main reasons he won. But that doesn't mean they support the method of going after people who are not the worst of the worst, which we've been seeing. So, to say that half the country, I don't know that half the country voted for what they saw in Minneapolis. But that said, you made a comment saying that...
What? We definitely voted for that. Yeah, man. Now it goes mainstream, though. This isn't French Twitter. This is TMZ. Different race, different background, same conclusion. Hollywood doesn't get to lecture Americans about borders while living behind these $20 million walls, is what he was saying. It's not conservative. I happen to believe that falls under the umbrella of common sense. Now, Trump responded to Trevor Noah's Epstein joke.
They want to see a shutdown in.
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trevor Noah? Last night in a post, you alluded that something could be coming.
Yeah, well, he said that I spent time on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't. I mean, he's a lightweight. This guy. He's a terrible. I think he's terrible. I thought he did a terrible job at the Grammys. I thought the whole Grammys was terrible. I watched part of it. It's not watchable. But he was a lousy host. I'd say not as bad as Jimmy Kimmel, but pretty close. And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. They want to see a shutdown in it.
Mr. President, are you going to sue Trump?
My God, Trump. Here's the difference, y'all. While Hollywood jokes and deflects, Trump's always going to address it directly. He's never going to dodge. No apology tours, man. No moral gymnastics. Just, that's false, and we're moving on. I mean, he's definitely going to throw some shine on it. That contrast matters more than people would like to admit, though.
Who watched the Grammys? Because I didn't. I knew it was going to be a Democrat fest of nothing but whining, lying, scheming, bearing false witness, just lying. I knew that's all it was going to be, and a bunch of TDS Trump bashing, a bunch of rich, wealthy, not so much wealthy, okay, because the money that these celebrities have, it don't belong to them. In the contract, it don't belong to them. It really belongs to the establishment, and they're really living on borrowed money. But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother time. But we can see that they have to march to the tune of Baal, baby. They have to march to the tune of Baal, their God. If they don't, that's what's happening to them. You can see who is lockstep with Satan. Anyone who does not want to protect their borders, protect children, protect women, and protect moral values in their country, they work for Satan. The Grammys was full of Satan worshipers. This is all my opinion, but that's why I don't mess with it. Listen, the Bible said be in the world, but not of it. That is full Babylon up in there, honey. And we all know what God's going to do to Babylon. So let the people talk, because they got to deal with God. They have got to deal with God.
I know that's right. For real. Now, this isn't an emotional release. People didn't turn, right? They woke up. Y'all watched my journey, so y'all know how this happens, rather. When everything becomes political, people stop playing along. That's not extremism. That's just exhaustion, all right? And let's go ahead and bring this whole thing full circle real quick, all right?
All right, y'all, I just heard one of the dumbest comments I've heard in a while. And big surprise, it's from a pop star at the Grammys. She's standing in front of a bunch of people, a bunch of rich Hollywood elites, and Billie Eilish says F ICE. And she says the comment like she's brave. I have a feeling she got her education from the same Minnesota Learning Center that Don Lemon got his journalism degree from. An absolute clown statement. She's surrounded by millionaires, people with security, people behind gates and walls, and people who don't have to deal with the consequences of an open border like we do. And then she finishes with the craziest thing ever. No one is illegal on stolen land. Let's talk about this for a second. Billie owns a multi-million-dollar home in California, and she's crying about stolen land. That house sits on the same stolen land and is protected by the same laws that she won't ignore. And you know what she won't say? She won't talk about the fact that ICE is hunting predators, pedophiles, human traffickers. And you know why she doesn't talk about it? Because she's surrounded by those people in Hollywood, their own little Sodom and Gomorrah. But in Alabama, we're not like that. That's why I'm raising my family right here. We want criminals locked up. Anybody here illegally needs to be deported. And the land that we have wasn't stolen. I purchased my land and I work on it every single day. And while Little Miss Eyelash was in diapers, I was out defending her right with my buddies, killing people and losing friends during the global war on terror. It's time that you remember where you came from and the fact that you live in a country who provides you with unbelievable opportunity. You're a jester in the king's court. You should act like it. You're a clown who plays for money. Stop pretending that you do anything other than entertain folks, while there's men who do violence so you can sleep in peace at night.
And this brings it full circle from humanity to arrogance to backlash. Hollywood didn't lose control because, you know, the right wing sector attacked it, right? Hollywood lost control because it forgot who it works for. This wasn't rebellion. In my opinion, this was correction. And the reason it feels uncomfortable for some people is because the illusion is finally breaking. If anybody felt tension watching this, good. That means you're paying attention. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, though, I want you to comment control lost. I'm not going to overthink this. Control lost. I want to know who actually stayed to get the whole picture. Y'all be safe. Go check out somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.